We have had Terry Mohajir on, AD at UCF, on a handful of occasions over the last couple of years. It just seems to be the celebration tour continues, and this is just another part of it.
Yeah, it is. But, now it's real because you're like, okay, you've been celebrating, you've been talking about it for almost 2 years, and on July 1st, 2023, it's a new beginning for our athletics program. And it's the beginning of it's a new day for the rest of our athletics lives. And now, besides education, we're in the competition business. So we have to get our teams prepared and ready for competition in the Big 12, which is, to me, is the deepest conference in the league. I'll argue with anybody in the country, any pundit in the country. I truly believe it is the deepest conference in the country.
How big is this? I mean, obviously athletics-wise, but that's the front door of every university now because people see that. For people to now be able to see your university as it is and as opposed to how they perceived it, how maybe it used to be and what they thought of it in 1993,
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, we have my university president has 4 patents, and as Alex Cartwright, fantastic guy, scientist, our provost looked at me and Terry says, going in the Big 12 is the biggest thing that's ever happened to us academically. Academically, yeah. Because the consortium in the Big 12, the way the Big 12 talk, the deans all meet, the provosts all meet, so they can share disciplines. So they love it. They absolutely love it. So it's not just about the athletic side and planting a Big 12 flag right in the middle of the state of Florida. It's a really big academic move for our academic leaders of our campus. And it's just been really everybody's just been so excited about it. And look at this place. It's awesome.
Yeah, your Cowboys AT&T Stadium, and it's a little bit different probably than what you're accustomed to. But just what's the reaction been to the new opponents and getting to know the Kansas States and the Baylors and the Texas Techs of the world and all that kind of thing? What's that sort of process been like?
Well, I was a coach in the Big 8 back in the day. So, and I worked in the Big 12 twice before this. So I'm very familiar. The only campus I haven't been to in the Big 12 is Lubbock, Texas.
Okay.
And so I'm very familiar. I mean, I know
the landscape.
I've coached in almost every stadium. TCU wasn't in the league when I was coaching, but we went and played them one year. Played down in Houston when I was coaching, and I tell people, I said, listen, this league's team. I said, you were talking about what are some of the great atmospheres? I said, they're all great atmospheres. But I'm going to tell you right now, Iowa State's probably the hardest place to play in the league. And we're like, what? They're like, what? Iowa, because people don't really equate Iowa. It's like Iowa State is one of the toughest places to play in the Big 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I told my head coach, Gus Malzahn, I was like, we don't play them this year. I was like, yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I said, right, unless they're coming to our place. But we're real excited about all the fan bases, all the places, and we cannot wait. Our game against Baylor sold out. We cannot wait to host all these Baylor fans and people from Waco for our game.
I do have to ask you about that. I've heard some rumblings that you guys, because the last time that UCF played Baylor was one of the biggest wins in your school history. I've heard some rumblings that you might have some exciting things planned about that team.
Well, yeah, it's really not rumblings.
Yeah.
It's it's just a celebrating. I mean, it is. It's a catalyst of why we're here today.
Yeah.
In my mind, besides Dante Culpepper, with his Blake Bortles being the quarterback, that Baylor game, and those Art Briles teams were damn good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
No one can argue those. That they played in the Fiesta Bowl. It's the 10-year anniversary of that game this year.
That's kind of unique.
It is 10-year anniversary. Our first home game is basically against the team that really, in my mind, is the catalyst of why we're here today. And Blake Bortles, and we're inviting the whole team back.
We need to get him on the show, Blake Bortles. That'd be great to get him on, even the week of that game.
Oh yeah, he would do it in a heartbeat.
You have been building for this since even then, or Dante Culpepper. So how ready are you athletically? You seem to be like the timing of this seems to be pretty perfect.
I would say that we are in transition still. I mean, we've got a lot of work to do. We're trying to build we've illustrated this. I think I've talked to you about this on our show before. We have this website called Mission 12. Basically, is our roadmap of how to transition into the Big 12, where we are budget-wise, where we are facility-wise, kind of where we are fan base-wise, where we are donations per donor, all that kind of stuff. We're trying to illustrate to our fans what we need to do. So we're not at the top of the Big 12, obviously, when operating capital and facilities, but there's a lot of, it's like I tell my coaches and I tell our fan base and I tell everybody and all of our key stakeholders, there is a lot of things in the Big 12 and the teams in the current Big 12 have that we don't have yet, that we're going to have to navigate through. But there's a lot of things that UCF has that the Big 12 teams don't have. And we're going to use those positives and we're going to use those unbelievable elements to propel us to being very competitive.
Terry Mohajir, AD, UCF, with us on 365 Sports.
You in a big, gigantic. Some of these new teams are a little bit different because Orlando, not a college town in the classic sense of the word,
We're
like
the hometown team.
Aimwood, but you are the hometown team, and Houston has that, and Cincinnati, has that of the hometown team. What is the city of Orlando like? Do you feel the buzz like coming up now of like the whole city, even people who aren't necessarily alums, just being happy that like
100%. Well, number one, we've got, right now going into the Big 12 next year, we'll be the third largest living alumni base. And the average age of our alumni is 38.
I was going to say 40.
30, it might be 40. I might have deducted a couple of years. But anyway, it's good.
Most
40. I like 38
too.
better, but it's either 40 or 38. But anyway, so we're not gonna say we're 40 yet. We'll just say we're 38.
Fight
we're
it.
39, yeah. So, but no, I would say so. You know what? The excitement is off the charts. The civic leaders, everybody's celebrating it. They know what it means. It helps with tourism. There's no question. We show we're a major player in tourism in the Orlando region. And, I think you have a lot of people that have moved to Orlando for whatever business or they've relocated that become season ticket holders and become fans because that you have the other three, Florida State, and Miami, but people want to gravitate to their local college. And we're really competitive in all of our sports. Mm-hmm. We really are. And so we're really excited about it, and we're in a great region. It's a great campus. And have you guys ever been to campus before?
Yeah,
I have. I grew up in Fort Myers. So,
okay, so you get it, yeah.
And remember, Baylor played in a bowl game against North Carolina in Orlando. It wasn't actually at UCF.
Yeah, Camping World Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine any fan base when they play UCF why they would not lock in those tickets and sell them out immediately.
Yeah.
And not everyone has. But then that's just more for you to sell.
Yeah, we'll sell out of everything. We sold out our season tickets. We've sold out 3 of our. We've sold out Baylor, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia.
Yep.
Yeah. So we still have Kent State Thursday night before Labor Day weekend, and Villanova, and then we have Houston.
So I know that you've been asked and you've talked a lot about like what's it like, but what's it like to get to know Brett Yormark and to be in the discussions about the vision of this conference and the bright future of it? I mean, you're obviously a part of that, but when it comes to just the grander stage of the Big 12's presence in college sports, it just seems there's a lot of momentum, and what's it like to be a part of that energy?
It aligns with who we are as an institution, our youthfulness, our playfulness, our innovative nature. We're the school that has put people into space. I mean, you come over and you watch one of our games, and maybe it could happen when we play Baylor. We played Georgia Tech this year. 5 minutes, 10 minutes after the game, they launched the rocket. Everybody's there. We're watching it. We're playing Rocket Man by Elton John. Those are kind of stuff that he's like, we're the school that puts people out in space. So we're always reaching for the stars. We're a first gen type institution. We're a Hispanic serving institution. So we are the school that is innovative. We are the school that is the first to do anything. We have a bunch of students that may be the first to ever graduate from college. So you know what? We align with the new Big 12. We really, truly do.
I know you have to go too, but what was it like when the call came? That was the invitation, the official invitation for UCF. Was it to you, the president? How did that go?
Well, it's a little longer story, but I would say Bob Bowlesby came to my house, and I was just still moving.
What?
Bob Bowlesby came to my house, met with me, my president, and he met with the board chair, which was Alex Martins. Our board chair, which is my boss's boss, is the CEO of the Orlando Magic. Okay, and he didn't give us a true invitation, but he asked us to apply for invitations.
Oh, yeah.
Torture Center Fitters, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that was the day that we knew that we had a real shot, and so we were going to apply to the board of directors of the Big 12 to get membership into the Big 12, and so that was it. And then obviously that happened. And then about a week and a half later, we're officially in.
And here we are at Big 12 Media Days. I think we'll have Coach Malzahn today as well. Terry, great to have you. Appreciate your time. Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you.
To AT&T Stadium in Arlington and also to the Big 12.
And just excited to welcome all the fans from Waco this year for any of our events. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Terry Mohajir, AD at UCF with us on 365 Sports.